Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for the Sector 1 Sim Racing ACC Challenge Round 1. And we are at Silverstone tonight. There has been a slight mix-up, but qualifying is currently underway. So we will head across live to have a look at qualifying at the moment. So things are kicking off here. We do have a decent number of drivers on the grid tonight. 6 tonight. We had a couple of late withdrawals. So up front, we have Captain Muffin in the number 5 Aston Martin tonight. So he makes his way out onto track in what I assume is BSR colours in the number 5. That would make a lot of sense. Just behind him, we have Isuzu Brian, who is still in the pit lane. Then we have the boss, who is in the number 4 Mercedes tonight. The CrowdStrike number 4 Mercedes. He finds his way out on track for... I don't know what team he's affiliated with tonight, but he makes his way out on track. Then we have Felix in the Ferrari, the sole Ferrari that we have this evening. Number 29 for Felix, sporting Hooncorp. We also have another Sector 1 Hooncorp driver, that is Danico in the Porsche, the number 911 this evening. I assume he's also racing under Hooncorp tonight. Just behind him we have Neff out on track. In the number 97 Aston Martin. So those are the drivers that we have tonight, as we have a quick look back to Captain Muffin as he rounds the final corner to start his first flying lap of this qualifying session. As he rounds Cobb's Corner into Maggots. In the practice session, he struggled through Maggots and Beckett's, but it looks like he's nailing it this time. That's a very clean line for Captain Muffin in the Aston Martin there. Down the hangar straight. Let's see what he can do. It's looking very tidy so far for Captain Muffin. Using all the track width on exit as well. That's some good stuff. Gets it stopped. Just in time as he comes through the pit straight now. Of course, the GP pit straight. We are using the old pit straight tonight at the Silverstone circuit. Makes it through. Barely a lift through there. And into Village, gets it nicely stopped, widens the line for the loop, and into Aidentree as he heads down onto the Wellington straight now. This is of course a 10-minute qualifying session, so we will have 2 races tonight, the first being this decided by this 10-minute qualifying session. Will be a 20-minute race, and then we'll have another qualifying session before we jump into our full 40-minute race. As we have another driver who has joined the lobby, and it is Nismo Nath. But what lap time is it going to be for Captain Muffin as he crosses the line and he sets a 1:58.9? That is a very tidy lap, it must be said. Oh, as the boss is off. He's gone off. Oh, does he hit the wall there? I think he may have. But Danico, he goes 3.5 seconds slower than Captain Muffin there. Next will be Felix across the line, and he goes to P2. Gets ahead of his Hooncorp teammate there, of Danico. Neff, will he be impeded by the boss? Boss gets out of the way. That's some good stuff by the Mercedes driver. And the Aston driver tonight, he will cross the line. And what's it going to be? Does he go to the top of the times? P2 is all Neff can muster. Goes 1.5 seconds slower than Captain Muffin there. So Nismo Nath has joined the lobby. So he does join his Hooncorp drivers. So I believe he will be leaving the pit lane shortly. as Captain Muffin heads down onto the pit straight. Into Abbey now. Oh, it's a very tidy lap for Muffin as he heads into Village. So we'll have a look at Niff now, as he is on the hanger straight into Stowe at the moment. So yeah, this is the first time we've ever run Silverstone in a Sector 1 race. It is also the first time we've run Assetto Corsa Competizione in Sector 1. But yeah, the Silverstone circuit, it looks absolutely spectacular, it must be said. As Niff down the pit straight, which I believe it's now called the Hamilton Straight, as he heads into Abbey. Into Village now. This is a very tidy lap, as Muffin does improve. A 58.6, that's a very solid lap by the number 5 car there. And the number 97, he's looking to put a stop to this. So we are riding on board with Captain Muffin at the moment. P2 there. As he rounds the final corner and down towards the line, he is down and he has invalidated his lap there. So that will not count. A 2:04 on that lap. He has a lot more left in the fuel tank. Isuzu Bryant. He's about to start his first flyer. As he's heading onto the Wellington Straight at the moment. As I believe the boss has gone off at the end of the Wellington Straight there on the approach to Brooklands. As he does have Isuzu Bryant to deal with behind him as well. So these guys, so the boss is yet to set a valid lap yet. I think he's sort of struggling to acclimatise to Assetto Corsa Competizione. As we are 2 minutes away from the end of this qualifying session. As Captain Muffin tops the times at the moment. What can he do on this lap? As he's going to round the final corner and crosses the line. Doesn't improve that time round. Gets through Cops nicely. So this will be his last time round the track. As he comes through Maggots and into Beckett's. Gets it nicely slowed down for him. Turned in onto the hanger straight. Stamps on that gas pedal. Now it's hard to tell what the sector splits are at the moment, but this is looking very tidy from Captain Muffin. 58.6 is the current fastest lap at the moment. Down towards the final few corners on this track, although it is not where the finish line is. He's about halfway around the lap. He's got to wait another minute here. To the Hamilton Straight now, running very wide. I think he'll be lucky not to invalidate his lap as he heads into Abbey now. Very tidy so far for Captain Muffin. I just want to say as well, hello to everybody in the chat tonight. We do have Muffin who said g'day, g'day. We have Revs, Foss, Shadow Racing, Mr. Bumpcrack, Debrev, SJ Wartime, and Ismo Nath in the chat tonight. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'd love to have you for Sector 1 history. Of course, it is the first time we have ever run Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is absolutely brilliant. As Niff and Felix are in the pits, so Muffin will be the first driver to take the checkered flag. And does. Doesn't improve his lap time though. So the two cars that we have on track still is the Porsche of Isuzu Brian and the number 4 Mercedes of the Boss. Now the Boss is off in the weeds at the Boss has collected Isuzu Brian there at Stowe. As yeah, that's not gone well for Isuzu Brian. But that will be the end of our qualifying session. As the last drivers, I think everyone is taking checker flag, yes. But while we do, we'll have a look at the Adelaide Ceramic Coatings qualifying results for that one. So Muffin takes pole position with a 1:58.665 and purple sectors lighting up the timing charts. Niff takes P2, he joins him on the front row. Frelix there in third, the Boss fourth. He managed to get one clean lap in and it was good enough for a P4 start. Danico, P5 on the grid. Isuzu Brian unable to set a lap. He'll start from 6th and Nismo Nath will start from 7th. So that is how they line up in a moment's time. So, definitely an interesting qualifying session. I mean, Muffin by over a second is a massive margin. But yeah, there's make sure to throw your predictions down below. As we have Frelix in the pits as well. As he says, guys, making me look fast somehow. That's a pretty respectable lap time there, Frelix. I wouldn't get too upset about that. That's a very, very tidy lap time indeed. Almost cracking into the sub 2 minutes, it must be said. That's very respectable lap time. Only 2 seconds off Muffin. It doesn't takes a lot to be fairly close to Muffin there. He does love this simulator, so yeah. So I believe there should be no issue. Actually, I think we've lost the Boss. The Boss. Is he just not joined up to the lobby yet? Not too sure. But we are on the grid now. And we are getting ready to start. So it will be a 20-minute race. Now this first race, just a nice short sprint for these guys to warm themselves up, get into things tonight, and then later on we will have race number 2 and qualifying number 2. That'll be a bit longer. It'll be 40 minutes long, where these guys get the. That'll be a bit longer. It'll be 40 minutes long, where these guys get the chance to prove their skills in that race number 2. So yeah, we could have a couple more drivers on the way as well, depending on how things go. 1:20 is currently the how long we have to wait. As I think most of the drivers have readied up and they are on the grid waiting. Just a few setup changes last minute potentially. Put some more fuel in the cars. They can make the 20 minutes. They only had to make 10 minutes in the qualifying session. But now that they're in the race session, they are going to have to go a little bit. We'll be starting from the pit lane. I think it will be a full formation lap for these guys. So they're going to make their way round. Yeah, so I'm not too sure what's happened to Frelix here. Frelix, I think he's forgot to tick in and he will be starting from the pit lane, unfortunately. But for Captain Muffin and the rest of these guys, it means that there will be 5 of them to start this first race in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Muffin is really backing these guys up here. Zuzu Brian has exited the pit lane, exited to pits as well. Not too sure what is going on there for Ryan. But yeah, at the moment we do have 4 drivers on track. We'll see what happens as they are making their way around the top half of the circuit at the moment. As they approach Club Corner and onto the Hamilton Straight now. Muffin really milking the time out here. Trying to just warm up those tyres, keep them nice and warm, lead this field away. So make sure to throw your race predictions down below. So apparently Freelix, his controls were locked and he couldn't click drive, so he's got a pit lane start, which is rather unfortunate, but at least he's in the race. We're hoping he is able to race, but if not, then not too sure what we're going to do. But as Muffin makes his way onto the Wellington Straight now, just warming up those brakes, taking his time. So they are coming into Brooklands now. Now is where they need to go back into their double file. Round left field to begin the first ACC race in Sector 1 history. As Muffin's going to lead the field away. As they go green flag racing, potentially, whenever Muffin wants to go. And
green light, go, go,
we
go.
are racing for in Sector 1 sim racing on ACC. So Nismo Nath has received a drive-through penalty for some reason, but they continue on through Maggots and Beckett's as Captain Muffin leads the way at the moment. So Niff, as we see Nismo Nathan in the background running very wide. Danico, he runs a little deep there, but manages to get the move done. So Captain Muffin leads them away. Niff just behind as they head down the Hanger Straight into Stone Corner now. As we see Captain Muffin skipping away so far. He's already got a half-second lead over Niff. So head on to the start of the GP circuit. So the drivers that are starting in the pits have made their way out on track. So they head down onto the Hamilton Straight as Nismo Nath runs a little bit wide. Danico starting to lose touch with these front two here already. As Muffin still has that lead by about half a second over Niff. Into Village now and into the loop. Down onto the Wellington Straight. So Muffin, he's opened up that gap to about 1.2 seconds. And we look down the order and we have Danico, who does have Nismo Nath sitting behind him now. Into Wellington. Through Brooklands and into Luffield. Captain Muffin, he's absolutely skipped away at the start here. But I don't think Niffy wants to give up that track position too easily here. As they cross the line, what is the sector split? Muffin does set the fastest lap of the race. It is the first lap of the race. But Niff, 1.5 seconds to the good. We have Danico, who has that pressure relieved from Nismo Nath because he does have to serve that drive-through penalty. I'm not too sure what the infringement was. Potentially going too early at the race start, I believe. 17.5 minutes remain. So we are going to get a bit of a fight between Isuzu Brian and Nismo Nath as Brian sweeps on by. Oh, they're going to be side by side on exit. Down into Maggots and Beckett's. Does Brian get it? Yes, he does. And Nismo Nath is going to have to concede that position. So we have two very distinct battle packs here between Nismo Nath, Isuzu Brian, and Felix for the minor places. And for the podium, we do have Muffin, Niff, and Danico. So Muffin, he's skated off at the start here. And the current gap, 1.8 seconds between himself and his BSR rival at the moment, or teammate, depending what day you talk to him. 1.8 seconds between these two. Danico, he's lost touch just a little bit from these guys, but he is going to try and catch up. Oh, as Nismo Nath has gone off at the chicane. He's going to get that car restarted. No, he's exited back to pits. So I'd imagine he's got some damage on that car. Not too sure what's happened there. But we do still have Isuzu Brian and Felix here for 4th and 5th at the moment. The timing graphic needs to update when they cross the next sector split, which is coming up on the other side of the loop. But we look back up top. We have Captain Muffin. Leads the way after 2 laps. And Niff, 2.6 seconds the gap. So Muffin is absolutely skating away in the early stages of this race. Very, very strong drive from Muffin at the moment. So the boss, he has rejoined the lobby, potentially disconnected. But he will be a lap down, or 2 laps down. Apologies. So he might be able to make his way out on track. Not too sure. But yeah, for now, that number 4 Mercedes, I believe, I would say it would be his pink. If you look at that little yellow bar on the left of screen. But yeah, Nismo Nath, I believe, is a retirement from this first race. We do have Captain Muffin. Leads the way, 2.5 seconds over Niff. Niff doesn't want to give this up too early on. Brian and Felix, 1.5 seconds the gap now. But I think Brian's made a mistake. Felix on the pounce here. Can he get him into Stowe corner? Gets it slowed down. Porsche versus Ferrari. Oh, as Brian's run wide. And Felix is going to slide on by. Up into P4 on the road. Very opportunistic there from Felix. Gets that done. I believe these two are going to have a nice old battle for us. There's Brian all over that ripple strip coming down the Hamilton straight. Into Abbey now. Very fast corner this. You just lift off the accelerator, tap the brakes, get it turned in, hope that your front tyres grip up, and hope that the rear end doesn't follow you around. Into Village. These two enjoying a very good battle. Oh, as Brian very shallow on the apex of the loop there, down onto the Wellington straight. That gap has opened up to about a second now. As Muffin gains another second on Niff. 3.5 seconds the gap at the moment. As we're 7 minutes in, there's 13 minutes remaining on the clock here. Quick look back to Danico in the Porsche as he heads through Maggots and Beckett's at the moment. The number 911. So he is falling off the back of the battle pack here, and I think he's in for a quiet one, Danico. Back down to Brian and Felix. This is the battle for P4. Not much separating these two. Italian versus Germany. Oh, as Brian runs very wide, he's over the curb. Oh. Not quite the line for that you want to take through Maggots and Beckett's there. Not too sure what's happened there for Brian as they head down onto the Hanger Straight. Cedes a little bit of time to Felix there, 1.1 seconds. So I don't think Nismo Nath is planning on heading back out on track in the next 13 minutes. As Muffin heads down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands now. Into Luffield. And he will cross the line to complete another lap here at the Silverstone circuit. And what is the gap going to be now when Niff crosses the line? 4.5 seconds. So Muffin, he's consistently putting on a second a lap on Niff behind. And what's the gap back to Danico? It is 9.7 seconds. As Felix and Brian, that gap has opened up significantly between these two. 2.2 seconds now. So Brian, I think, struggling a little bit. If you look at the front of that Porsche, there are a few witness marks. So, dare I say there was a bit of contact between Nismo Nath, leading to the retirement of the number 137 Aston Martin. It's a little hard to tell. But based on those witness marks, I'd say that Brian has had a mishap somewhere along this GP circuit. Felix in the 29 Ferrari. Now that is a lovely looking car. I love the way this 296 Ferrari looks. Very, very fancy car this. Back up front between Niff and Muffin at the moment as they head through the village and Abbey. Muffin heading through the loop, 4.7 seconds. So is Muffin starting to slow down, or is he just taking things easy? Is he letting the race do the hard work, I guess, and just floating his way along? 5.9 seconds. So Niff has made a mistake somewhere on in that last sector. Has fallen a little off the back of the pack here as well. 11 seconds are straight. He's on course for a race 1 podium here, Danico. To Brooklands. Very tough corner to get right.
Halfway through. Keep it up.
There at Brooklands. It's quite difficult. You have to... The braking board can sort of change depending on the grip conditions of the circuit. But generally, you've got to trail your brakes into the corner. And in a car like the Porsche, that rear end is going to try and turn on you midway through the corner. And if you miss your braking marker, you are going to get thrown out sideways and off the track. Because if you don't set yourself up properly and take it well, you are going to have to concede for the next corner, which is, of course, Luffield. And that is a very strict corner as well. You have to... Jenson Button has historically been saying that it is the worst corner in Formula 1. It's a horrid off-camber double apex corner. So yeah, take it from a F1 world champion, Jenson Button. As Muffin opens up that gap to 7.7 seconds. This is a heroic drive from Muffin so far. Absolutely putting the mickey on Niff here. 7.7 seconds separating these guys. Wow. And Danico, he's 11.4 off Niff. Looking back to Felix, who is a while away off the back here. He has put some breathing room between himself and Brian. Brian is, of course, P5 the number 86 Porsche. Now, the more I look at that Porsche, the more I wonder, is it damage on the front of that car, or is it just the livery? Because if you look at the rear wing, there is a little bit of paint, glitch effect paint on the rear of that wing. I think it might be damage. Potentially for Ryan. Still in the pits. Same as the boss. As Muffin crosses the line, sets, not too sure if it was the fastest lap of the race on that last time round. So we are in the later stages of this race, this first 20-minute race. Niff dropping off almost 10 seconds behind Muffin here. 7 minutes remaining in this Sector 1 first ACC Challenge race. We'll have a bit of a ride on board with some of these cars here. See what cameras the game does. There we go, that's a good camera on board. LB97 Aston Martin. See, there's into Abby now. Get some awesome onboard audio here. Very loud inside this Aston Martin's cockpit. Of course, it is a twin-turbo V8 Mercedes engine stuffed into this Aston Martin V8 V8 engine. So yes, he is up on his time as he heads onto the Wellington straight. Into Brooklands now. Braking just before that braking board on the right. It's turned in. Looking for that double apex. Gets it on the power, nice and smooth. Maybe a bit of hesitation there. Crosses the line. That was his fastest lap of the race, a 2-minute flat. It's a very respectable lap time. With Muffin now. Best lap of a 1:59.1. It is the current purple lap of this race. As he heads down the hanger straight. Through Stowe now. Last few corners of this GP circuit, coming onto the Hamilton straight. Oh, a bit of oversteer, huge handful. Barrels down, gets that nice and smooth. I thought he was going to run wide for a second there. Into Abbey. Oh, as the rear end tries to overtake the front, gives up a lot of time. Into Village now. Very smooth, no second bites of the cherry for Muffin. Down the Wellington straight. What can he gain through Brooklands? Uh-oh. As the game has crashed. Oh well, this is nothing new to us at Sector 1. Gran Turismo is we know it happens all too well when we're playing Gran Turismo. So that's rather unfortunate. I think I accidentally bumped square, which caused the game to crash. Oh well. We are about to be back in the lobby. 1 second, guys. Apologies for the delay. Alrighty. As we are now loading back into the lobby. Oh, gotta love Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's the first night we've been running. Okay, we are back. As there is just under 3 minutes remaining in this one. So, as things stand, Muffin leads the way over Niff. As there is just 2 minutes remaining in this session. Riding on board with Danico in the Porsche. He's a little while away from Niff at the moment. Muffin has an absolutely resounding lead at the front of this race. Niff in the Aston Martin. P2 at the moment, 11 seconds off before we have to go back 20 seconds to Danico. Frelix in the Ferrari, number 29. As Isuzu Ryan has retired from this race as well. So we will have 4 finishes in this first race. So we'll have a bit of a listen of what the Porsche sounds like. There we go. That's a good view on board of the Porsche. Straight now. Listen to the scream of that Porsche. Into Village Corner now for Danico. Into the loop. So he does currently have a fastest lap race of a 2:02.5. Was on course to beat that. He came through the loop into Brooklands now. In left field. Very tight line through there. He gets the power down. Just about. He's on par with his current best lap time. And he does. Gets very close to his best. 2 minutes 2.3. As Muffin, he's driven spectacularly at the start of this race. From flag to flag, Muffin, he has a whopping gap at the front of this field through Village for the final time, into the loop, as he's going to barrel down onto the Wellington Straight. As the boss did make his way out on track as well, interesting enough. So we get a bit of TV time for the boss. But as for Captain Muffin, he heads through Brooklands, through Luffield, and onto the old pit straight, which is our pit straight. And he is going to cross the line to take P1 in extraordinary fashion. Captain Muffin wins the first ever Sector 1 ACC Challenge race. It will be Niff behind him. And he's driven brilliantly as well. Not as well as the winner, but he's been up there. So he's going to cross the line. Niff takes P2. 18 seconds off Muffin there. We will then have Danico, who rounds Luffield for the final time. He's going to cross the finish line to take a P3. Great drive for Danico. Fourth place will be Freelix. Starting from the pit lane, it was going to be a tough drive, but he's done it. Great job to Freelix, starting the race from dead last and 20 seconds off the back of the field. He is going to cross the line. P4 for him. Brian will take P5, and the boss, he will take the honours of P6 due to the retirements of Brian and Nismo Nate. Heads down to the Wellington Straight. Barrels down towards Brooklands. Into Luffield. This has looked a lot more tidy than his qualifying, but he is going to complete the session and finish here tonight in P6. And that's all she wrote for race number 1. So very, very interesting race there. So just have a quick look at the Adelaide Ceramic Coatings race results. Here's how they finished that one. Captain Muffin takes P1 in the number 5 Aston Martin. Niff finishes second, with Danico completing the podium. Freelix finishes 4th. Zuzu Brian finishes 5th. The first retirement of the race. The boss will finish in 6th place. And the final driver of race number 1 is Nismo Nate in P7 there. So he was the second retirement of that race. So, definitely an interesting race, that one. I mean, there wasn't much action because we don't have very many drivers on the grid tonight. But we will be getting going for a second qualifying session in a moment's time. I believe we're just waiting for the second qualifying session to start. I believe it's set to 3 minutes. But yeah, so driver of the day nominees, we aren't going to crown it until crown the driver of the day until after race number 2. But I think Captain Muffin, for that very dominant drive, he's definitely up there. Same as Niff, and I'm going to say Freelix as well. Are my 3 nominees at the moment. Let's just see how things go in race number 2 though, as we are just waiting for the session to tick over for qualifying number 2. So qualifying number 2 will be a 10-minute race, a 10-minute qualifying session, sorry, same as the one we had earlier, but then we'll be jumping into a 40-minute race number 2, a little bit longer for all these guys to get the job done. So yeah, just waiting to see what happens with this session. Okay, we are going to get going.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Qualifying number 2. As the first drivers are making their way on track, it will be Niff, the first driver, who joins the circuit for qualifying number 2. As he does head through Maggots and Beckett's. Number 97 Aston Martin. So Muffin, next driver out on track. We then have the Mercedes of the boss. And Nismo Nath, with some repairs to his car, rejoins the track. Felix leaving the pit lane too, which leaves us with Brian and Nico waiting in the pits. But the story at the moment, Nif, he does is rounding the top half of the circuit at the moment, heading down onto the Hamilton straight. Into Abbey now. So I think a couple of these guys, they missed the practice session, and I'm not too sure how many laps they had done before rocking up this evening, but it's interesting to see how things change for this second qualifying session. Will the gap be closer to Muffin up top, or will it be bigger? Will Muffin be able to stretch his legs? I think that's the question that everybody's asking. As we see Muffin in the background there, and the boss behind Nif as he heads down the Wellington straight into Brooklands. Through Luffield now, and he will be starting his flying lap. Into Maggots and Beggots now for Nif. Gets it done nicely. Oh, gets it slowed down. Can he get the car to grip up? Yes, he does. That's a very tidy apex there. Coming onto the hanger straight. Muffin looks a little closer to him too. I think Muffin might be on for another pole position here in qualifying number 2. Through Stowe. Gets it done very nicely. Through Vale. Down onto the Hamilton straight. On this flying lap for Nif. What can he do? So we see Isuzu Brian makes his way out of the pits just ahead of Nif on track, and the last driver of Danico makes his way out for the qualifying session as well. Into Village now, and through the loop. Very tough section here, very tricky, very tight, but you get the right speed through there, and the car likes it a lot. It likes to grip up, gets a nice bit of rhythm going. As Nif barrels down the Wellington straight into Brooklands and into Luffield. So Brian doing the right thing, getting out of the way for the faster traffic. He's going to try and pick up the pace to start his first flying lap. So what can Nif do as he approaches the finish line? What's his lap going to be? It's looked very tidy, a 159.9, and Muffin. He goes automatically 6/10 clear at the top of the table. The boss goes P2. What a lap from the boss. He has pulled the rabbit out of the bag and goes to the front row of the grid. Nismo Nath goes P4 in the 2-minute ones, I believe. Or I think it is exactly a 2-minute one. Felix goes 5th, a little down on the time there. We know Felix has more in the tank because he showed us in that first qualifying session where he started from P3, I believe. As Brian is back in the pit lane. Not too sure what's going on there for Brian. Technical difficulties perhaps for the Porsche. We have a look at the boss as he heads onto the Hamilton straight now. Through Abbey. Now into Village. Gets it slowed down. Yeah, I'd say a lot of understeer for the boss. Very tiny on exit, handles the oversteer brilliantly. Onto the Wellington straight now. He is down on his best lap time, just inside the 59s. On the brakes, that rear end wanting to pitch, come round. Oh, massive bite, second bite of the cherry to correct the oversteer through left field. Not the tidiest line. Has to hesitate on the throttle, doesn't quite get the exit he wanted. He is going to set a 2-minute lap time there. Muffin does go to top time, I believe, improved his time to a 1:59 flat. Through Baggett's and into Beckett's now. Huge loads of oversteer built into that Aston Martin at the moment. Down the hanger straight now. He does have the Porsche ahead. No, it's the Ferrari of Felix that I can see ahead. Gets it turned in. No, it's the Aston of Nif, sorry, my bad. 4/10 up at this point. Through Vale. As there is the yellow flag. Oh, it's just Nif who exits back to the pit lane. Coming onto the Hamilton straight now for Captain Muffin. And into Abbey. What can he do? He's massively up on his lap time here. Oh, I thought it was going to just run off the track there. 6.5 tenths at the moment. Into Village. Gets it turned in. Very nice. Into the loop. And now, onto the Wellington straight. He is massively up on his lap time. Could we see a 57? He just has 2 corners to go. It's Brooklands and then Lovefield, 2 of the hardest corners on this track. Very nice, modulating the braking through Brooklands. Coming back for that second bite of the cherry, that second apex in. Can he get into the 57s? No, he loses a bit of time on the exit. As we do have the 86. The yellow flag, and Muffin sets a 58.3. It's a very good lap time for Captain Muffin there. Nif, P2 at the moment, 1 second off the pole position. We do then have the boss, who is 1.5 seconds off. So what is causing this yellow flag? I'm not too sure, as it appears Brian is in his pit box. But 1 minute remaining in this session. Danico, as he rounds the loop at the moment, as he heads onto the Wellington straight. He's 4 seconds off the pole time at the moment. I know he can do much better than that, so let's see what Danico does. Is he up on his time? We have no way to tell at this point. But he heads into Brooklands. Stamps on that brake pedal. Gets it turned in, modulating the braking. Very stable through there. Sets it up nicely for a good exit out of Luffield. On the power now. Using all the track limits on exit. And what can he do as he approaches the line? Doesn't improve, but he is going to have one more chance at improving his lap time. So the boss heads into Village now. He's coming up to the second half of the circuit. Can he possibly out-qualify Nif? That's the big question. Onto the Wellington straight now. Down into Brooklands. Oh, huge belt of oversteer there for the boss. On the power now for the final time. And what can he do? Can he go to the top? No, he stays where he is. So we only have one more driver on a lap, and it is Danico. As he comes onto the Hamilton straight. Nico. We're on board with him as he heads through Village and into the loop. He's up on his time just about. 2:02.1. 2:02.1. Say that 100 times. Down into Brooklands now. These are crucial corners. Gets it slowed down nicely. Gains a little time on entry. Runs a little wide. Misses the apex, but he's going to cut it back. Hoping for a good exit. And he does get it. He's not going to have much. As that is the qualifying session run and done. As we will have a look at the qualifying results. And this is how they will be lining up in a moment's time. So Captain Muffin takes pole position once again with all three fastest sectors as well. Niff lines up P2. The boss improves his qualifying position from last time out. Will be P3. Nismo 8th, P4. Freelix 5th. Danico 6th. And Brian, without setting a lap time, he will be starting in P7. So yeah, I mean, more of the same in that qualifying session. Not a lot different. I mean, the biggest improvement, I think it has to be said, is the boss. The boss heads up a couple of positions. I believe he started P5 last time out. So, Shadow Racing in the comments, he's got a bit of a fun fact for us. The fastest ever GT3 qualifying lap at Silverstone is a 1 minute 56.765, set in a Lamborghini Huracan Evo GT3, driven by Sandy Mitchell in 2022. So, yeah, thank you, Shadow Racing, for that fun fact. As we are just waiting for the qualifying race 2 to start. It will be a 40-minute race around the Silverstone circuit here tonight. So yeah, make sure to place your race predictions down below for race number 2. I think it's hard to go wrong with Captain Muffin after P1, P2, P1 in race 1 and qualifying. 2 pole positions for Muffin. So drivers do make their way out onto the track. We'll be 2.5 minutes before we kick off the 40-minute race this evening. No mandatory pit stops, so it will be a flag-to-flag sprint for these guys. And we do see a couple of different faces in the chat. We have Jim Bob in the chat, John, Gunners Forever. Nice to see everybody in the YouTube chat this evening. I'm not too sure if people are able to jump in for this race. I mean, the information to join the race is in the ACC announcements channel, and it should be possible to join the session. But we are 1:30 away from starting here tonight. So yeah, make sure to put your race predictions down below. Hopefully we get a bit more closer racing this time out. I think most of these guys, how many drivers do we have on the grid? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we have everyone all readied up? I believe so. It's hard to tell. Hopefully everyone's ticked in for race number 2. It will be a 40-minute race. 60 seconds left to go. As it will be a full formation lap once again. It was supposed to be a short formation lap, but a couple of things got messed up. But yeah, 40-minute race. As the last drivers do make their way out on grid. Oh, as we do have John, who has joined the grid. So John has been setting some absolutely blistering lap times at the top of the time practice sheets all week long, or the last 2 weeks. So this will be a big challenge. I think Muffin has got a bit of a challenge on his hands. As we see that white Mercedes at the back of the grid now. The number 27 white Mercedes. John loves his Mercedes. But not as much as he loves... No, I won't say that. Alrighty. As the formation lap is about to get underway. As these drivers pull away. Do we have anyone who has missed the start this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have all 8 drivers. Here we go. Nobody starting from the pit lane in this race. So Muffin does lead us away through Pops for the formation lap. He did get pole position, so he will take the honours of leading from the front tonight. Unfortunately, the race has started, so Gunners, you're unable to join the race because it's already so. Oh, Sniffer's lost the car through maggots there. I think that was a bit of a protest from Niff about Muffin driving a bit too slow. He's doing a bit of an Oscar Piastri here, Muffin. He's backing up the whole field. Just get on with it, Muffin. Just drive around the field. Drive around, please. To Stowe. Come on, Muffin. Get along with it. Get going. I mean, you should be able to join from a pit lane start if you would like to. The lobby info is in the ACC announcements channel. So if you are quick enough, you should be able to get a pit lane start. The lobby is called sectoronesimracing. And the password information is in the announcements channel. But for now, we have 8 drivers lined up on the grid as they're making their way onto the Hamilton Straight on this formation lap. Oh. I've seen this guy eat a chocolate sauce covered ice cream at World Time Attack last year, and it must be said, this formation lap is about as painful as watching that. This guy likes to buy McMuffins from, not McMuffins, he likes to buy just regular muffins from McDonald's, dip him in his ice cream, like an absolute weirdo, and the longer he takes on this formation lap, the more things I'm going to say about Muffin. He doesn't like sauce, doesn't like when they touch things, doesn't like the wet feeling. Come on, Muffin. Hurry it up. So we're only on the run to straight. We've been going for about 5 minutes. Oh. Alrighty, as we're getting close, as they're going to sort themselves out into double file to begin this race through Brooklands now. Into left field. Okay. As they head on to the pit straight. Here we go. As Captain Muffin about to lead the field away here at Silverstone for the final time tonight. As they're approaching the timing line. And we are green flag racing here at Silverstone for the 40-minute finale here through Cops Corner for the first time, and it looks like they all make it through nice and smooth. Yes, they do. And they're away. Through Maggots and into Beckett's. Looks like everybody's got off to a smooth start. Niff. Oh. Something happened there, but the game just glitched out. Oh dear. The game is all sorts of glitching, but we're carrying on down the hangar straight into Stowe now. So I think it's a timing issue. But Muffin will lead the way now as they all cross the line, the timing line. And I don't think we'll have any more antics like that anymore. But Muffin leads them away. It's Niff in P2 with Boss in third. He holds his P3. Nismo Nath looking strong in P4. Danico up into P5. Ryan's down, still in sixth. Up to sixth, and Freelix goes down to seventh. But looks like John has just overtaken him. He's looking for a shot at Brian. Round Abbey as he heads down into Village. And it looks like Muffin's starting to take off in the front of this field. P2, he's got 1.3 seconds to Muffin. The Boss is not giving up on Niff just yet. 6 cents separates these guys. Nismo Nathan, the Aston Martin, carries on as well. Do we see a move potentially? Yes, we do. No, we don't. I thought the Boss was having half a look at Niff for a second there into Brooklands. That would have been a very tough place to overtake. But Niff, I don't think he's looking at his mirrors just yet. But Muffin has absolutely taken off, rocketed at the start of this race. As he completes the first lap, 1.4 second gap. So we see a bit of a wiggle there in the background for Brian as he almost runs off the track, coming onto the pit straight there. As they head down through Maggots and Beckett's. As it is Muffin now who leads the pack away through Maggots and Beckett's and down the hangar straight. He is going to set the sector split now. What's it going to be? Back to Niff. It's 1.3 seconds, so Niff has actually gained a bit of time here. As they head through Stowe. The black and yellow Aston Martin. He's coming back at Muffin. Is he able to make inroads into that lead? The Boss isn't giving this up either. We have a decent little battle pack here between Niff, the Boss, and Nismo Nath. As they head through. As Niff runs wide, that's going to leave him vulnerable from the Boss. Can the Boss get close enough? That will be a track limit strike for Niff. 4 of those, and you do get disqualified. I mean, not disqualified. Oh, that's a bit harsh. It's a 5-second penalty, I believe. Or is it a drive-through? I believe, yeah, it's definitely a drive-through if you get 4 track limit strikes. I'm certain of it, but if we could get somebody to confirm in the chat below, that would be great. As we see the Boss right up under that rear wing of Niff as they come into Brooklands now. Can he get the move done? He's going to pull alongside. Down under brakes. He gets the move done, but Niff carrying a lot of overspeed, looking for the switchback, but it's not going to matter because the track turns back on itself. Niff takes a wide line, looking to take that narrow line, get him into Cobbs. On the throttle a little early there, spits him out wide. Niff, is he going to get a chance? Half a sniff at Cops. Nismo Nath is just licking his fingers as he's looking at this, as he is waiting in the wings for anything to happen. Through Cops. And Muffin has a 2.7 second lead at the moment. The Boss is charging to try and chase down Muffin. as John has made a little bit of progress. He's overtaken Brian. He's on the back of Danico. Could we see John do the last to first challenge here at Silverstone? Muffin down the hanger straight, down towards Stowe. As we see Danico under a little bit of pressure from John here. As John runs wide, just pushing the limits of the track at the moment. Into Vale. Onto the Hamilton straight. So Brian's exited back to the pits. So what's happened with Brian here? Is that another retirement from this one? 5 minutes in. As Nismo Nathan's lost the back of Nif's car a little bit. But then Nif in turn has lost the back of Boss's car a little bit. But the Boss is making inroads into Muffin. Could the Boss be a surprise in this race and push for P1 after how much he struggled in qualifying 1 and race number 1? He's qualified 3rd and on a charge for the lead. He's chasing down Muffin. To see John on the back of Danico as they head down towards Brooklands now. Into left field. He's pressuring the back of Danico's Porsche at the moment. To the old pit straight. Down towards Cops. Just waiting for the right time to pounce here, John. As the Boss starting to make inroads on Muffin. Nif not giving up either. He's only 1.5 seconds behind the Boss. And Nismo Nathan, he's not out of the equation either. He's right in the mix here. Just hanging on to the back of Nif at the moment. As we see John right up under that rear wing of Danico. Will he go for a move into Stowe as they head down the hanger straight? Pulls to the inside. The number 27 Mercedes slides himself up into P5. Move there from John. Textbook move. As he's on a charge for the Legend race. He's about 7 seconds astray at the moment off Captain Muffin. Can he come back in this race? It's a long way to go. As he is starting to bridge that gap to Nismo Nathan. I think if you're Danico, this is the best possible situation here because it means that John is going to be able to pull you along. He's going to take you to the front of the pack here. The question is, will Danico be able to tag along on his quest to the front of the field? As the Boss, he's leaked a little bit of time. 3 seconds from Muffin at the moment. As Nif, is he losing a bit of time to Nismo Nath? I think he's managing that gap beautifully at the moment. 1.6 seconds between them as they head on to the old pit straight. That gap, 1.3 seconds now. So Nif did lose a bit of time to Nismo Nath, but Nif now has drivers equally in front and behind him. In the Boss and Nismo Nath. As Muffin starts to put the hammer down. He is gone. 3 seconds to the good at the moment. He is driving absolutely superbly in that BSR Aston Martin, I should say. As who do we see in the background? It is, of course, John, 27 TCT. As he barrels down towards Stowers. Oh, Felix has had an incident. Oh, that's a huge accident. Look at the damage on the front of that Ferrari. Oh, he has had a massive moment somewhere. Not too sure what has happened to that car, but there is a lot of damage on the front. Back to this battle pack in the middle of the field. We have John who's closing up to Nismo Nath slowly. Nif still not giving up too much space to the Boss ahead. But speaking of space, we have we have Muffin, who has absolutely put the hammer down and left the field behind him at the start of this one. What's that gap to the boss now? It's down to 3.7 seconds. Niff has given up 1.6 front and behind. John has closed up massively, 1.7 seconds to Nismo Nath now. That's a second and a half in that last sector alone. Wowee. Into Brooklands. I think this race is far from over. We're 10 minutes in. We're already at the 25% mark. It's Muffin. Completes the 5th lap of the race. The boss. 4.7 seconds of straight. This is going to be a tall order for John to get back for the race win here. It's a long way to go, a long road ahead. The Aston Martin of Nismo Nath. Oh, John sets the fastest lap as well on that last lap. Not too sure what lap it was, but it was quicker than anything that anybody else has done. The boss. He is 4.7 seconds behind Muffin at the moment as Niff starting to catch back up to the boss. The boss has conceded 8/10 on the last lap. Might be a track limit strike for both the boss and Nismo Nath there as they ran wide through Stowe. As Nismo Nath has mirrors full of Mercedes as John closing right up to the back of Nismo Nath here, through Abbey now. Into Village. John's just trying to find the right moment to pounce here. Wellington straight now. So we see Niff starting to close up as well. We have two very close battle packs here. Two very close battles between the boss, Niff, and John and Nismo Nath for both P2 and P4 on the road at the moment. Muffin has absolutely skipped away by a whopping 5.5 seconds. Holy moly. What a start to this race from Muffin. He's done everything right at the moment. Is he able to close out the race? That's the big question. As we've got John sitting just behind. He's waiting in the wings. Is he able to make a move into Stowe? He did it last time with Danico. Closes up to the back of Nismo Nath. Does he look to the inside? 210 separates him and Nismo Nath. He looks for it. Nismo Nath gives him the room, but John unable to capitalise on it. Into Vale. Does he make the move? No, he doesn't. He just sits behind once again. As Felix has repaired the damage on his car, he makes his way back out on track. Into Abbey. Could we see a move into into Village, sorry. John dives down the inside. Can he get it done? Nismo Nath sweeps around the outside, and John, he has to concede a lot of time on the apex. Oh, a little bit of a tap there from John potentially. He's looking for a way through on Nismo Nath. I believe it is the same engine in both of these cars, both the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. So in a straight line, they should be identical. As John throws it down the inside at Brooklands. Doesn't quite open up for him. He's going to have to look around the outside at Luffield. Does he look for the switchback? He tries it. As they head towards the finish line to complete the 7th lap of the race, as John pulls alongside. Is he going to get it done into Cobbs? Or will Nismo Nath hold it? He's going to hold it. His advantage at this stage of the race. Less than a tenth separating these guys as John runs wide. That might be another track limit strike for him. Into Maggots now. And down the gears through Beckett's as well. Johnny needs a good exit to try and get past Ismo Nath here. Oh, as he runs over the grass. That's not what he needed. And he's not going to have that toe that he needs to get the move done into Stowe corner here. As Muffin is absolutely skipping away off into the... Oh, as they both run wide through Stowe. That's a third potential track limit strike there for John. They head down onto the Hamilton straight now. As we see a very close battle between Niff and the boss as well for P2. John looking desperately for a way through on Nismo Nath. Can't find it. Through Village and into the loop now. As Nismo Nath runs wide and John is going to get by. Maybe a little bit too greedy there for Nismo Nath. But John is going to sweep by and he's got P4 to his name. So we have a look back up to the boss and Niff as these two going at it as well. Two different battles, but the same machinery for both, an Aston against a Mercedes. But this is absolutely perfect for Captain Muffin's situation here. 5.8 seconds to the good. He's hoping these guys battle. He wants them to. You know, if they can squabble between themselves, it means that Muffin can just take off into the distance and wave goodbye. As Niff trying to make inroads onto the back of the boss. But the boss keeping that gap around that 6/10 mark at the moment. That's all that separates these guys. So they're going to head to the timing split through the hangar straight on the approach to Stowe. 7.5 tenths between these guys is the official split. Very tidy through Stowe into Vale. Yeah, very tidy apex for these guys. You don't want to go anywhere near that sausage curve on the apex. It will mess up your day. As Muffin's conceded a bit of lap time, and the boss runs a bit wide coming onto the Hamilton straight. Oh, John does too, but just manages to hold on to it, wrangle that Mercedes. Maybe the Mercedes are struggling for front end grip. Could that be the potential issue that these guys are facing? Because they were lightning quick at the start. Now, they're giving up a little bit of time. Are they starting to fall back into the grasp of the Aston? Oh, his Muffin's gone! Oh no! He's done a huge mistake, and he's gone. Oh dear! Through the loop, coming onto the Wellington straight, Muffin has looped it. Oh dear! Captain Bottle more like, as he falls back down into P3, and look at it now. Boss and Niff, they are on a fight for the lead. Look at this, extraordinary stuff. As a huge oversteer moment for the boss, as it's all kicking off. Niff's going to slide into the lead of the race. Just about, yes he does, as they bang doors on the approach to Cobbs. And Niff slides on by, he's got the lead of the race. From P3 to P1 in just a couple of moments. But what this means now is that Muffin is under huge pressure from John. John thrown back into the midst of this battle. That is massive. How has Muffin done that? Oh dear. As we're approaching the halfway mark of this race. Oh, as John's run wide. Oh, he clambers over the curbs. Oh, over the grass too. That drops him back into the clutches of Nismo Nath, who's coming back at him. 1 second separates these guys at the moment. This is a race for the ages. As the boss isn't giving up on Niff either. 4:10 separates these guys as they head into Vale. Through Club Corner and onto the Hamilton straight. This is an extraordinary race so far. As look at these guys, we've got the front four of this race in just one front five of this race in one photo as they head down through Abbey. It's hard to tell that we've been racing for 20 minutes. Into Village now. Into the loop as well as Niff manages to wrangle the Aston on exit. The boss conceding a little bit of time, 7.5 tenths to Niff. This is Niff's chance to run away, make hay while the moon shines. But John isn't giving up on Muffin just yet. He wants to come back at him. He knows the pressure's mounting on Muffin, and now's his time to pounce. Through Brooklands and into Luffield.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
So we're halfway through the race. There it comes from race control. As it stands, Niff leads Boss ahead of Muffin for the podium. But John and Nismo Nath are not far behind, P4, P5 respectively. As now Muffin's coming back at the Boss. These two are making absolute tarmac back up on these leaders. As the Boss, he's got to look forward. Oh, huge oversteer moment coming through Beckett's there for the Boss. And that's going to leave him vulnerable to Muffin. And could he be vulnerable from John as well? Are they both going to slip on by? That lets Niff take off down the distance, down the hanger straight. Does Muffin go for a move? He pulls alongside and he is going to fly on by. John is there or thereabouts too. Oh, as Muffin runs deep. Boss is going to come back at him now. They bang doors. Oh, they're poking out to Vale. Muffin's still got his doors. Oh, huge accident as the Boss and Muffin have gone off. Muffin came across, clipped the front end of Boss under brakes. And oh, it's all gone wrong for these guys. But what that means is that Niff takes away at the front of the field. John sits there in second place, and out of nowhere, Nismo Nate up onto the podium places. What a race. That's a huge accident for Muffin and the Boss as they continue on through Abbey and into Vale. As Niff onto the Wellington straight now. He's got John 1.25 seconds behind him. Nismo Nath is driven spectacularly to remain in it at this stage of the race. Through Brooklands. And into Luffield now. Let's see what the split is between them now. I know it's definitely not 1.2 seconds. It's under a second. 9.7 tenths to be exact, through Cops Corner. Nismo Nath is right there behind John. I think the tyres are falling off on the Mercedes. As Nismo Nath is looking for a way through. Into Beckett's now. These three, the fight for the podium, oh so close at this point of the race. Down the hanger straight. Muffin's not far out of it either still yet. He's only 3 seconds behind the race leaders. This race is far from over, so we've still got 15 minutes left here. What a race this is proving so far. As Niff barrels down onto the Hamilton straight. These three so close on track at the moment. Through Abbey. And down into Village. John waiting in the wings. Nismo Nath waiting in the wings of the wings. John just half a sniff coming through the loop. Looking at Niff. Niff gets a powerful exit out of the loop onto the Wellington straight. I don't think John's going to be able to match him in a straight line here down into Brooklands. He shows the nose. Through Brooklands now. John closes up to the rear wing of Niff. Once again, oh, runs a little wide there, Niff. That's going to compromise him into Cobbs. Through Luffield now. The front tyres absolutely hate it through there. As John on the back of Niff still. Barreling down. What's the gap as they cross the line? 2.5 tenths. Rounds cops now. Nismo Nath is coming along for the ride as well. Into Maggots. Now Beckett's. Two of the most iconic corners in all of motorsport. As they head down onto the hangar straight. Muffin's there. He's coming back. He's not out of this one just yet. Potentially carrying damage on that Aston Martin. Through Stowe. Oh, as John runs wide. Will he get a penalty? We'll have to wait and see. I think he's got away with it for now. As they head through Vale. Oh, it's Nismo Nath! He almost pulls alongside as John runs wide, giving up a little bit of time to Niff up front as Muffin rejoining this battle pack. As John trying to hold off as Freelix has gone off at Maggots once again. So he's gone off again between Maggots and Beckett's, and he's had more damage on the front of that Ferrari. So he is not having a good time through Maggots and Beckett's. Potentially something with the tune for him there. As Muffin 2 seconds behind. Oh, as Muffin runs wide, heading onto the Wellington Straight. Down into Brooklands. Round Luffield now. Oh. What a race this is shaping out to be. After race 1, there was virtually no battles on track. Race number 2, everybody's rocked up and they're driving absolutely spectacularly as they head down to Cops Corner for the 14th time of this race. 13 minutes left on the clock. As John shows the nose into Maggots. Surely not through there, John. Down into Beckett's. As these three, they've been almost neck and neck the entire way. Niff was at the front of the pack, but John and Nismo Nath fought their way through. As the boss is in the pit lane, so I think the boss is retired. I don't think we saw him hit the wall with that incident with Muffin. Oh, Nismo Nath's gone off as Stowe. Does Muffin go off? Very close to going off. So I believe the boss will be written down as a retirement, the same as Brian there. As John running very wide coming onto the Hamilton straight. I think the front tyres of that Mercedes are going through Abbey. And it looks like John's in more trouble than it looks at the moment. I think he's just struggling with a little bit of front tyre graining. Now that's going to come across to the drivers as inconsistent front end grip. So some laps they're really going to be on the money, and then other laps they're going to be a while down, even though they're not doing anything different really. So I think from what we've seen from the Mercedes in this race so far, I think those fronts are starting to go off, starting to grain a little bit. We are half an hour on these sets of tyres at the moment. So they can go probably another 5 times as long as that. But whether you want to, you don't really want to be running these tyres for more than about an hour. So they should definitely have tyre to get all the way, but the micro differences in the way these cars use up those tyres is really going to have an impact up and down the field. As John, 4/10 behind Niff. He's not giving up this fight just yet. Through Maggots. And into Beckett's. John, oh, so close to the back of Niff's car. Oh, does it look like John lost the rear end just a touch? Coming on the exit of Beckett's. But he's got to run. He tucks up under that rear wing. Will this be the lead? Move for the lead. As John, does he show the nose? He shows it. Holds off for now. Possibly a... Oh, as Nismo Nath goes very far off. Has to catch the car on the exit of Stowe, as I think he just lost the rear end and had to, it just snapped on him and he had to catch it. So Captain Muffin moves back up into P3. but he's not far away from these guys up front. So John and Niff are just carrying on at the moment through Abbey. Oh, is Niff very slow on the exit. John had to get out of the boot there to not run up the back of him. Onto the Wellington straight once again. As Nismo Nath not far out of the mix here. Through Brooklands. John trying to find a way through on Niff at the moment. It's not quite opening up for him. To the pit straight. John just showing the nose to Niff. Through Cops now. Something's got to give in this equation. As we are into the final 25% of the race, the final 10 minutes. I have a feeling that there's a twist and a turn to in this race. Don't think we've seen all the action just yet. As Niff holds the lead by slim margins over John at the moment, 4/10. Muffin 1.4 seconds behind these guys. So the pace starting to pick up once again at the front of the field. Niff seems to lose a lot of time through the corners, but manages to get the power down and has the straight line speed over the Mercedes. Johnny seems to just close up. That gap just ebbs and flows. He shows the nose coming down the Hamilton straight. Can't do it through Abbey there. Can do it through Village, on the entry to Village, but John not quite close enough. As Niff allows just enough space between them, just to hold the position for now. As John is bleeding time, sitting behind Niff, and it's just pulling Muffin back into things. We're about to have a three-way fight for the lead. As Nismo Nath not far out of things as well, you can see him in the background, the number 137. Brooklands and into Luffield. You can see there Niff runs wide almost every lap. You see John on the more conventional line through there. Oh, running very wide. He's going to lose a little bit of time as they head down towards Cops. Can John get close enough? He pulls to the inside. Does he? No. He holds off behind. Perhaps a tad tactical there from John. Oh, as he runs off the track again. So does Muffin. I'm not too sure how many track limit strikes these guys have, but I'd imagine they wouldn't be far away from a penalty. Seven minutes remaining on the clock here at Silverstone. Coming down the hanger straight. As that gap back out to 4/10, so Niff gets a really good run out of Beckett's onto the hanger straight, and he's able to just hold John at bay. We now see John under a lot of pressure from Captain Muffin at the moment. These three closing right back up. Here is your current podium, all within one shot as they head down the Hamilton straight as Nismo Nath runs wide. Through Abbey and into Village. Who will be the first to blink? Through the loop and down onto the Wellington straight. Could we see a move this time round? Not much separating these guys, as I think Niff is vulnerable. On the exit, does John pull alongside? Can he get alongside? Not quite. About half a car width away. Through Brooklands into Luffield. Onto the pit straight now. There's not much between these guys. As John, he's closer than he's ever been before. Does he go for a move? He pulls to the inside for the lead of the race. Oh, has to back out of it. Wasn't quite close enough, but the pressure's on. 5 minutes remaining in this one. These guys pushing as hard as they possibly can through Maggots. And now into Beckett's. Oh, Nip! Huge slide through Beckett's. Managing just to hold on to it though. And he holds the lead of the race. But what's that going to do for him? Is it going to compromise him down in towards Stowe? As John and Muffin are both waiting in the wings. John shows the nose. He can't quite get enough. He can't quite pull close enough. As he's right up underneath the rear wing. He's so close as Muffin runs off the track a little. Into Village. Does John go for it? He slams it down the inside. Niff tries to hang it around the outside, but he can't. It doesn't open up for him. But now, John is your new race leader as they head onto the Lewis Hamilton straight. As, oh, Muffin, huge slide coming onto the straight and into Abbey now. This is massive. Into Village. As, oh, down into the loop as we can hear the Mercedes of the boss just ahead. The number 4 car, he makes his way back out on track. But will he interfere with these leaders in a couple of moments' time? We're not too sure, but Muffin goes for it. He shows his nose as they head down to Brooklands. Slams on the brakes, and he is going to slide on by, but Niff tries to hang it around the outside. It doesn't quite open up. Niff looking for the switchback on Muffin. It doesn't open up for him. There's, oh, a little bit of a bump from Niff on Muffin. Oh, a huge slide from Muffin. Niff tries to pull alongside. It can't open up for him. As John takes away at the front, and he's already got a huge lead on these guys, well over a second as they head through Cops for the 18th time. As, oh, they're all running off the track a little. Down into Maggots. I got disconnected from the server. What on earth? Why? Alright, we'll get back in as fast as we can, guys.
Green light, show them what you got.
As we continue on now. The race back in full swing. Why is everybody doing a drift? I don't know. But as we head back, it looks like John has the lead of the race by 2 seconds over Muffin, who stays ahead of Niff at the moment. It is just 2 minutes left on the clock here at Silverstone. Has Niff given up on P2 just yet? Has Muffin given up on P1? John takes away at the front of the field. I think it's not over just yet. Is there one more twist in the story? Could Niff and Muffin battle it out once again? Is this the moment? So I think they're going to get one more lap around this Silverstone circuit.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
So it is the last lap of the race for John and the rest of this field. He has a 2.3 second lead coming into it. Muffin has 7 tenths over Niff. And it's a lap back to Nismo Nath. No, it's 16 seconds back to Nismo Nath. So Nismo Nath has fallen off massively. He was with this front pack for the entire first half of the race before that massive snap at Stowe. But as it is now, our P2 and P3 drivers barrel down towards the Stowe corner, down the hangar straight, as the back marker of the boss gives way to the race leader, that is John. So they head down into Vale. And into Club. down onto the Hamilton straight. John, at the moment, it looks like it's his to lose. 2 seconds to the good from these guys behind. Muffin and Niff through Abbey. Is it over for these guys? There's 1.3 seconds between them. Is this all that'll happen? Or is there another twist in the tail? Don't think there is. So they head down the Wellington Straight for the final time. I think John's going to do it. As he heads through Brooklands for the final time and into Luffield. The last of first challenge. It's been successful. And the number 27 Mercedes is going to round the final corner. The boss sitting behind him. And he's going to take P1 in extraordinary fashion. What a race. To round out the first ever feature race of the ACC Sector 1 Challenge. Muffin takes P2. Niff in third. It will be Nismo Nath in fourth. And he's going to cross the line in extraordinary fashion. Good job to Nismo Nath. Danico will be fifth as he comes into Brooklands now. Rounding Luffield, the final corner. Good day out for Danico. He got a podium in race number 1 and he'll take a P5 in race number 2. Extraordinary fashion. Good job to Danico in the Porsche. The highest placed MR car, funnily enough. But Frelix, he's going to come home in P6. And he rounds Luffield. Bit of tough luck for Frelix tonight, but he's going to take the checkered flag. Good job to Frelix. And that is all she wrote for the Sector 1 ACC Challenge Round 1 here at Silverstone. Wow. So we'll have a look at the race results of that one. Here is how they finished. So John takes P1, Muffin P2, Niff completes the podium, Nismo Nath there in P4, Danico 5th, Frelix 6th, the boss 7th, Brian in 8th was the sole retirement this evening. So yeah, that is the field. So, wow, what a first event. What a first event on Assetto Corsa Competizione for Sector 1. There is more to come. But this introductory series, the ACC Challenge, it is just a introductory series. It's the first time we've run anything like this on the platform. And it's, yeah, just great to see a bunch of drivers coming out tonight and putting on a great show. So there's no points or anything tonight. It's just an exhibition series. But join us again in 2 weeks' time. We will be racing at Hungary at the Hungaroring. It'll be the same format of racing. And yeah, these guys, yeah, just come along and have a run. Oh, so apparently Nismo Nath had ran out of fuel. Oh well. Not much you can do there, Nath, but yeah, that was a good race. I need to catch my breath. But thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. If you haven't already, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the things happening. We have our pre-season for our Gran Turismo 7 season coming up, season 11. It is a the info will be confirmed over the next couple of days, but yeah. Stay tuned for that. We'll be back in 7 days' time for that. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have round 2 at the Hungaroring of the ACC Challenge. And then finishing things off for the pre-season, we will have another pre-season race before we get started. So yeah, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. It was great to have you all here this evening. My name is Lenosis. and I was your lone commentator for tonight. We didn't have enough in the budget to pay a second commentator, so it's just been me tonight. But thank you for coming out tonight, everybody. It's been a good night of racing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you very much. We'll catch you all next week for some Season 11 pre-season action. So bye, guys. Thank you for coming. See ya.